How easy could it possibly be to start making short form content today? Well, how about a single prompt easy? At least that's the promise of Kubrix, a new lifetime deal over at AppSumo. Kubrix is part of AppSumo's AI Week, where they've just released a ton of lifetime deals for some of the coolest AI products on the internet. Definitely go check out AI Week with the link in the description, but you might be able to win one of their tools, which I reviewed just yesterday, called Mollipix. I've got a contest you can get signed up. It's totally free down below. You'll be able to win their top tier plan valued at $299. Just check out the links in the description. And of course, I want to thank AppSumo for sponsoring the giveaway for Mollipix as well as this video. Now, in my Mollipix review that I just published yesterday, I actually made a little bit of a mistake, which, happens from time to time, but one of the commenters was able to correct that for me. So stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to review Kubrix next, but then I'm going to point out the silly little mistake that I made that kind of made Mollipix look unnecessarily bad, like it was not functioning, but it actually was. So I want to correct that. But first, let's get into Kubrix. All right, so Kubrix is a lifetime deal, currently $59. This is available right now. You can go over to AppSumo and grab it. The licensing is very simple to understand. If you want to make a lot of videos, get a higher tier. If you want to make just a few videos, get a lower tier. I'm going to be using tier 1 to produce this video, which means I can do 15 videos. All right, this is what Kubrix looks like. Honestly, it's a very sparse interface, not a whole lot to look at here. It could definitely be improved, but how is the quality of the output? That is what is most important. Let's walk through the settings here. Essentially, there are 5 different styles of videos that Kubrix can produce for us. We can have it tell a story. We can do a breaking news video where it has, a headline it's going to translate into a video. Then we've got quiz videos where it's going to ask your viewers questions about a particular topic. We've got message videos, which is going to be like a text message thread. And then there's a challenge video like, would you rather eat a hamburger or a slice of pizza? All right, I'm going to try out all 5 of these in this video so we can really get a good feel for what the output looks like. We'll start off with the first one, a custom story video. Moving to step 2, there's just a little form here to fill out. We can choose our language. The languages are going to be the same on all of the video types, I believe. There's probably 24 different languages here, so a pretty good selection. I'll stick with English for now. The next option is for background music. Now, we can turn this off if you don't want any background music, but I do find it interesting. There's like some copyrighted music on here, like the Gorillaz. Let's see, there were some other songs that I recognized just kind of scrolling through. Tame Impala. Yeah, so there's like, Blade Runner. So there's definitely some copyrighted music here, which means if you upload to a platform like YouTube, you might be dinged and have to give up any sort of earnings. So definitely be cautious with which songs you choose and make sure that they're approved by the platform and you have the rights to do so, just to save yourself any legal trouble. All right, our next option is the image generator, and we can choose between AI images, pixels, or using Google to scrape images. Again, you could get yourself into some legal trouble here, so only use images you know you have the rights for. I'm going to stick with their AI image generator just so we can get a good feel for what that looks like, at least to get going. I think for the creative story, that kind of makes the most sense. All right, under select the video orientation, we can make both vertical and horizontal videos, and then we've got a bunch of different voices to choose from. I'll play a few here, but I'll try to just choose a different voice in every single video so you can get a good feel for what they sound like. Overall, they're pretty high quality. Here is Sarah.
The years teach much which the days never know.
Here's Daniel.
The world is round, and the place, which may seem like the end, may also be the beginning.
That sounds like a pretty good one for a fairy tale. But we've also got Arya.
There is no greater harm than that of time wasted.
And Roger.
It is not so important to know everything as to appreciate what we learn.
All right, I'm just going to choose the next one for our video, Laura here, and then we'll kind of go from there for additional videos so we get a good feeling for what all of the different narrators sound like. Well, maybe not all of them, but a good chunk. The next 2 options are related to subtitles, so we've got a few different styles here. I don't love this user interface. I think there's plenty of room. We could definitely list these out to be a little bit easier to choose from, but I'm just going to select this first one. It's kind of a Mr. Beast style. I think it looks very legible. Some of the script writing is a little bit more difficult. I think it might be tough to read, so we'll stick with the Mr. Beast style. That was the default option. And you can also change the subtitle color right here. Again, I will leave it at the default option of this bright yellow. All right, our last option, which I said there's not a ton, is to choose the video style. So we can do cinematic, anime, realist. It's kind of funny they have Steve Jobs here as the character for all of these different types. Again, the user interface is just a little bit strange with this scrolling left to right. There's got to be a better way to present this because it's so small on the screen. It almost feels like they want you to use this on like your phone to make the videos. But yeah, it would be nice if we had a little bigger option. I'm going to go with how about anime for our story? Okay, so that's all done. I'm going to choose done. And now I simply have to enter a prompt for my story. I mean, even the prompt is kind of hard to read here. Like we run out of space very quickly, but I'll try to read my prompt to you. It's a person discovers that they can step into a photograph and experience that moment. So you see a picture, you can jump into it, and then you're living in that time temporarily. All right, that is the concept for my story. Let's hit generate here. It says ETA 2 minutes. So I will edit this out and see you in approximately 2 minutes. All right, I take that back. Almost instantaneously, it popped open this screen here where it wants a title for the topic of the video. It created a script for me. Once again, it's kind of difficult to read. There's not enough room here and the scrolling is a little bit funky. And then as I go down, there are some images that it has produced for me. It looks like these are just prompts for the images. So it says, enter the image search term that will be used in the video. So it must be the prompt that they're going to use because I chose to use AI images rather than a search term. I can also add my own images here. That's really good to know. That makes it a lot easier to make sure that you're using only images you have permission for. All right, so I've just entered in the title of my video here. I'm gonna call it Between Exposures, and then I'm gonna stick with all of the prompts that they gave me and hit generate. Now, I believe it's gonna take about 2 minutes. All right, about 90 seconds has passed by and my video is here. I can click this little button to download it. It doesn't look like there's an option to play it inside of the app. Oh, maybe there is. It looks like if I hover over it, it's previewing, but I can't hear anything. So let's download it. All right, so the video is high resolution. It's 1080 by 1920, which would be HD for a vertical video. Let's go ahead and check it out. It's 40 seconds in length. Maybe it's gonna be good. I don't know. I'm kind of optimistic at this point.
Imagine a world where every photograph is a portal to the past. Meet Sam, an ordinary person who stumbles upon an ancient camera. When they click the shutter, they find themselves stepping into the images, living the moments frozen in time. From vibrant street festivals to quiet sunsets, each photograph reveals a new adventure, a chance to connect with the emotions of the past. But with great power comes great responsibility. As Sam navigates through these memories, they learn valuable life lessons about love, loss, and the importance of cherishing each moment. Join Sam on a journey where every snapshot holds a story, and every step is a chance to relive happiness.
Okay, so it felt more like a trailer for a movie or something, or maybe a new TV show than it did overall like content I'd want to enjoy. Now that's the script it created for me without any editing or changing at all. I definitely could make it be a little bit more complete or even use another tool to write the script and import it. Overall, the quality of the video and the images I felt like were probably above average. Yeah, the consistency of the character wasn't perfect, but it certainly had enough continuity to it that, it felt like it was the same person. Her hair color changes a little bit. It's blue at the beginning, and by the end, it's mostly red. There was one other blue one. Overall, the quality of the content was fine. I mean, I'm not going to watch content like this, but I think with some tweaking to the script, the output and what it generated is definitely intriguing, and there's a lot of potential here. All right, so rinse and repeat. Let's move over to the next type of story, a news video. Now we're gonna have all of the same options here, except I can have a background playing. You've probably seen videos like this where it's talking about one topic, but it just has someone like playing a video game or doing something interesting related to food or welding or something like that, even though it's not at all related to the narration that's occurring. So we're gonna go ahead and just choose one of these choices. I guess I'm going to go just with Minecraft right now, seeing as the Minecraft movie is super popular. So maybe even including the word Minecraft in this video will draw more views. I don't know how the algorithm works, and no one really does. On the last video, I left the default background music on, and hopefully it's not copyrighted and I'm not going to get dinged for it. I'm just going to turn it off for this next video just because I'm not entirely certain about these other choices. A lot of them say like official audio, which definitely makes me feel like it probably was not granted permission to be used. All right, I'm gonna go with the Google scrape images for the news story. I feel like that's probably something you might wanna do for a news story is get relevant images, but you do run the chance of having the images be related to a different story, and then you're kind of making it look like it's related to the story you're reporting on. But we'll see how this goes. We'll stick with vertical video, and this time we will move down to Charlie. I am gonna stick with the same caption style as I really feel strongly that that's probably the only one that you'll be able to read. I wish they had some other font choices here, but we'll stick with the Mr. B style and the yellow color. And I'm not sure we're generating any images since we're using the Google search, but we'll go with cinematic this time. Why not? All right, I'll hit done. All right, now obviously I need a topic for my news story, so I found an article here from the NIH. The headline is Research Reveals New Insights About How Bad Cholesterol Works in the Body. So I'm just gonna copy this and see how much of it I can shove into Kubrix. All right, once again, it generated a script, but it doesn't give you a title for the video. So I'm just gonna paste in the headline that was in the original article, and we can go from there. Now it does give me the search terms here. It's gonna remember scrape Google for these, so we'll see how well that goes. Everything's looking good. I'm not even gonna read through the script. It looks like it has a max of 1,000 characters. So if you're wondering about length, how long these videos can be, probably not super long. The last one, again, being 40 seconds in length. So let's go ahead and generate this and see what we end up with. All right, my video has been generated. It's right over here. Now, something kind of funky is happening with it. When I hover over it, it does this animation. I gotta kind of struggle to work to get up to this download button. You can see as I get closer and closer, it's almost like it's running away. But I can download the video and let's go ahead and check it out. All right, here we go. This one is 58 seconds long, so quite a bit longer than the last one.
Investigating new research by NIH reveals groundbreaking insights into how bad cholesterol, or LDL, accumulates in the body. This study uncovers the intricate binding mechanism of LDL to its receptor, a crucial step in clearing cholesterol from the bloodstream. These discoveries could revolutionize treatments for cardiovascular disease, a leading global health threat, paving the way for personalized approaches to managing cholesterol levels. By utilizing advanced techniques like cryo-electron microscopy and artificial intelligence, scientists are now able to visualize LDL at a micro level and understand its role in diseases like familial hypercholesterolemia, leading to tailored therapies that could enhance current LDL-lowering medications.
All right, so that was pretty good. Now, the Minecraft in the background, a little bit distracting for me personally. I don't think I would do that. But I found the quality of the narration to almost be like a nature documentary. I think if you take some time and really choose the correct narrator, you could end up with a pretty good result here. I would like if the photos were maybe just a little larger because, they're really just taking up a small part of the screen, especially if you're on a mobile phone. They'll practically be a postage stamp size. They definitely could be bigger. But yeah, overall, I thought that was fairly compelling. Like, all right, we're onto something here. All right, so that was news video. We've got 3 left. Let's go ahead and produce a quiz video. All of these settings are going to be the exact same options that we saw on the previous 2 videos, so no need to cover this in any detail. I'm going to choose a blank background for this, and I'm going to go with George, the next narrator in the list. But otherwise, let's go to the prompt section. And my idea for the quiz video is going to be food origins, to guess where foods actually came from. All right, so we're going to go ahead and generate the script from that prompt right here. This time it did give me a quiz title, so that's pretty cool to see. And we've got a bunch of questions here. Pizza, chocolate, sushi. All right, this looks fairly good. Start and end script. So I think we're good with this. It's an intro and an outro, essentially. Let's go ahead and generate. All right, there is some trouble in paradise here. This video got to about 6% loaded and then just froze. It didn't move any further. So eventually I decided to try to reload the page and then it reset to 0%. And I've waited many, many minutes here, probably close to 10, and absolutely nothing has happened. You might notice there is a download button and I have clicked on that and it just downloads an HTML file. So this video is not working. I'm gonna try to redo it following all of the same steps, but I wanna be totally transparent that this did eat up a credit and I didn't get a video, so probably have to reach out to their support and get that credit back. And one more thing, while I'm enduring some difficulties, I might as well gripe about this. When I'm moving from step 2 to clicking on step 3, watch what happens here. It goes all the way off of the screen. That's a little irritating. I just have to scroll up to get there, but still, like, that shouldn't happen, right? All right, once again, regenerating this video, the script and everything looked pretty good. And now it's creating the video again. Here it says pending. This is the second one. Here is the original one over here. So maybe this gets done eventually, but I don't know why it's kind of just petered out. Hopefully this one does complete. Okay, things are moving forward. My video is up to 18%. I was a little concerned that it just wasn't going to generate any more videos because this one was kind of in line in front of it, but it looks like it's going to finish, so we'll give it a little bit more time. It is slowing down, I gotta say. The first two videos generated really quickly. Since then, it's been difficult to get the third one out. Okay, so eventually the 18% stalled out as well, and it was left without any videos. So I did end up emailing their support, which is very easy to do. There's a link down at the bottom of the page right here. This is just a link to email them. Direct, no forms or anything, goes right to your email interface. And now they went ahead and resolved this very quickly. Within a few minutes, I got a response back, and the videos are currently processing. And they did mention they're going to give me free credits for the trouble here. So total transparency, it's not been complete smooth sailing, but it was a pretty good customer service experience. And we've got our quiz video. Let's go ahead and download this and check it out. All right, this is the food origins quiz. Let's go ahead and see if we can pass.
Welcome to the Food Origins Quiz. Think you know where your favorite foods really come from? Let's find out. Question 1. Where did pizza originate?
3, 2, 1, go.
Italy. Question 2. Which country is sushi from?
3, 2, 1, go.
Japan. Question 3. Where were tacos first created?
3, 2, 1, go.
Mexico. Question 4. Which country is known for chocolate?
3, 2, 1, go.
Switzerland. Question 5. Where did French fries come from?
3, 2, 1, go.
Belgium. Thanks for playing the Food Origins Quiz. How did you do? Share your score and see if your friends can beat it.
All right, so this one was 1 minute and 5 seconds. So if you're trying to upload this to YouTube, well, I guess now they have extended that time limit, but just be aware that these might go slightly over 60 seconds, which, might not be available on all platforms. So that video was good. It was fine. Obviously, the questions were not particularly challenging. One thing I did not care for was the kind of announcer voice doing the 3, 2, 1, go. It was mixed so much louder than the narrator's voice. It was very kind of jarring to go back and forth between that. But otherwise, everything was fine. I guess I used that same Minecraft background. That was not intended, but that's what it looks like. I actually think what happened was I thought I had selected a blank background, but just the background had not loaded. Like this one looks like it's blank, but if you hover over it, then eventually something comes on. So I think the time that I did the quiz generation, for whatever reason, this background just did not load. It looked like it was going to be blank. So I wish there was actually the option to not have one of these as the backgrounds. So maybe that's something they could add in the future. Or even the ability to add your own custom background would be really nice. Okay, so that was the quiz. Let's move on to the message video here. And once again, we have to choose a background. Let's do something else. Whatever this thing is over here, we're going to choose that one. Again, turning off the background music. I'm going to go with Callum here, the announcer. And my prompt is going to be the roommate search. A group of friends are looking for a new roommate. So let's go ahead and generate this. Just as before, it is generating a script. It's giving it a title. And then it's giving me a list of the texts that are exchanged in the conversation. This is kind of cool because you could recreate a real conversation if you wanted to, but it's made one up for me, so it looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and hit generate. All right, the generation has begun. I will be watching the time here to see how long this one takes. All right, this one was like 63 seconds and it's done, so that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and download. And this one is 31 seconds long. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Hey guys, any updates on the roommate search?
We've got a few applicants, but they're kinda weird.
Weird how? Like funny weird or scary weird?
One wants to bring a pet tarantula.
No thanks. What about the next one?
This guy insisted on cooking fish every night.
Definitely not. Anything else?
Someone said they'll only live here if we wear costumes.
This is getting out of hand.
Agreed. Maybe we should just get a cat instead. Finding a new roommate can be wild. Stick together and good luck.
Oh, that was like pretty funny, actually. I legit laughed when they said they'll only live here if we wear costumes. But if you didn't catch it, the problem is the text thread went off of the screen and it didn't scroll with it. So we kind of missed the last few texts. That's a real bummer. They definitely need to fix that. It kind of starts framed nicely. I mean, there's quite a bit of padding here, but it needs to move down as the text flow, or at least put a limit on. I mean, that would make the video pretty short if you could only have, what this be about 4 back and forth exchanges. So yeah, overall, we're close, but this definitely needs a little bit more polish. All right, last video generation. This is going to be the challenge video. I'm going to go ahead and use these settings right here. We've got River as the voice, and my prompt is, if I can find it, city life versus country life, which would you choose? All right, let's generate. All right, so it looks like this is very similar to the quiz style video where we can ask questions of the viewer. So it's gone ahead and given me question 1 here, which is city life, question 2 being country life. And then we've got these percentages as well as an image search. So image 1 is going to be skyline and image 2 is going to be rural lands. Now I can have up to 5 questions. The AI only added 1. So I'm just gonna see what this looks like. Kind of what I've been doing with this whole video is just letting the AI decide what the outcome of the video will be. Obviously, a little human oversight could make these videos a whole lot better, but let's see what it does with just this singular question. Is this video even really going to be watchable? I'm not entirely sure, but the generation has begun. I'm at, let's see, I'm going to keep track of the time here. And that one was about 20 seconds to generate the entire video, so I imagine it's going to be fairly short here. Let's go ahead and pop it open. Yeah, this is a 19-second video, so let's check it out.
Welcome to our fun Would You Rather game. Get ready to make some tough choices between city life and country life. Would you rather city life or country life? Thanks for watching. We hope you had fun choosing between city life and country life. See you next time.
All right, so that was a thing. I don't know. It wasn't very conclusive to me exactly what I was supposed to do in the setup there. Obviously, I could have added some additional questions, but I would have assumed that if I gave it like the premise, city life versus country life, the AI would then create some questions about like, driving in a car on paved roads, or maybe living, someplace where you could ride a 4-wheeler on a dirt path or something. Like, I don't know, maybe a question related to it. But here it's just kind of like pick one. So maybe I should have done multiple questions where you're just choosing between. But like I said, it wasn't totally clear, the setup instructions. All right, so that's all of the options inside of Kubrix. Now I'm gonna give you my final thoughts here in a moment, but I do wanna call out one more time that I'm giving away a Tier 3 license for Mollipix. The link is in the description, and that's thanks to the sponsor of today's video, which is AppSumo. Now, I just released a full tutorial and review of Mollipix yesterday. Inside of that video, I made a slight blunder, so I wanna go ahead and just show you what I did wrong and how Mollipix is actually even cooler than I thought. All right, so this correction will be very quick. It has to do with their expansion tool. So what I talked about in the video is I couldn't get it to work, and it turns out I was just really being silly. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make this bigger, right? So we're in a kind of a square frame here. This is like a Canva style editor if you've never seen Mollipix before. And what I did incorrectly was when I tried to apply the expand, I just saw this, I chose how I wanted to expand, and then I pressed apply. I actually needed to press generate first. And when you do that, it's gonna go ahead and generate the image here. Actually, it failed to expand the image, which it did not do in my testing before hitting record. So let's try this one more time. All right, here we go. I just did it one more time, and now it is generating correctly. It's gonna take about 20 seconds, and it will fill out the frame so that it has additional content above and below to kind of make the picture look like it was shot from a wider angle. So there you go. Actually, kind of cool. It shows like a box in the background. My arms up here, they were not, to be clear, they were not in the original photo. It is generating these from scratch. We've got the legs of the desk back there. I'm gonna hit apply. We'll be able to see what this looks like. So it kept the original photo in the background, but then it added the new one on top. Yeah, so you've probably seen tools like this inside of Photoshop and things like that. Well, it's included inside of Mollipix. So there you go. It's definitely AI generated, but you might not know if I didn't tell you. Yeah, if you want to see more about what Mollipix can do, it's basically your AI graphic designer. Go ahead and check out the video I posted yesterday. I'll have a link to that down in the description or add a card here or something like that. Now, on to my final thoughts for Kubrix. All right, so Kubrix, I'm not sure how to say it, but I think this is a pretty cool idea, but it's just not quite executed to the level that I would expect. Now, that seems really crazy to say because, in the age before AI, the idea you could write a single line and have a script generated for you, just that alone would be kind of mind blowing. But no, it's going to do the whole thing, it's going to do the video production for you. Man, that really is incredible technology, and it's a cool proof of concept of where we're going, but I'm not sure that it's going to generate content that's benefiting the world right now. No doubt it will in the future. It's just you're going to need to put in some additional effort. You're going to have to work on that script. You're going to have to come up with concepts that are a little bit more engaging than I did in this video because, quite honestly, I don't think I would post any of those to social media and expect to get more than, 10 or 15 views per video. So, yeah, it's not going to be a one-stop shop to automatic revenue, but it is a cool concept that could potentially make things easier for us in the future. So things are changing very rapidly in the AI video world. I'll keep my eye on Kubrix, and all of the other tools like it and let you know right here on this channel as they start to progress to the point where maybe my job is no longer necessary. But hey, if you want to start your very own faceless YouTube channel, $59, you can get going today with your first 15 videos. And what do I know? Maybe this is going to make you millions and millions of dollars. Overall, I'm going to give Kubrix a 6.7 out of 10. It's a very interesting tool. They've done a lot, but there's just too many rough edges and, questions around that copyrighted music. Well, I don't think I'll be using it on this channel anytime soon. But the good news is there are a ton more AI tools to check out over on AppSumo. Go ahead and browse around for yourself using my link in the description. That helps support this content. If you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments. If you've liked the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. My name is Dave Swift. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next review.